Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome to Ole Walls! Let's get fucking listening, baby! Yes! Ooh, welcome to Ole Walls House. It's me. It's your man. It's Ole Walls. I'm back again. Ladies and gentlemen, Ole Walls House, episode number 77, coming your way. Before we get into that, let's do a little housekeeping. So first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you guys for continuing to watch, to listen. YouTube, Spotify, Apple. You guys know where you find me. Thank you guys for checking out the live show. Thank you for checking out the pod in general. So thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. I keep doing this. I keep having fun and, engaging with the guys who listen to this. I appreciate all you guys. So thank you so much for that. And if you guys could, please rate, review, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Let them know. Ole Walls House. It's the place to be. Fun show coming up. Got a couple guests. Ethan Sexton and producer Kevy coming on the show. We're going to talk a little bit about some summer movies, some summer blockbusters. We're going to a few tangents elsewhere as well, but yeah, it's a fun show. Talk about some Guardians, talk the golf as my passing thoughts as well. So really fun show. Before we dive into that, we've got ad read to do here, folks. A live ad read, as they call it. Liquid IV. The people at Liquid IV, they tell me it's festival season, and you're supposed to be talking about planning out your outfits and doing long hours and dancing and partying in hot temperatures. And Liquid IV hydrates you 2 times faster than water alone, with 3 times the amount of electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. Myself, I'm not much of a festival goer, but some long, hot days on the golf course, a few beverages of the adult variety, a Liquid IV at the start, maybe at the finish the next morning, that could be helpful. So, yeah, Liquid IV, I like the convenient packaging, just a little one-stop shop there, all sorts of different flavors. Concord Grape is my personal favorite, but they got a new sea berry and strawberry lemonade. So, 1 stick, Liquid IV, 16 ounces of water, put them together, hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. 12 delicious, refreshing flavors to keep your hydration routine exciting. 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. Non-GMO, free from gluten, dairy, and soy, made with premium ingredients. So, and Liquid IV believes that equitable access to clean and abundant water is a foundation of a healthier world. So, here's the deal. Get 20% off when you use my promo code that will be listed in the description. I don't know how good Kevy is. Maybe you can put it right on the screen for those. But yeah, liquidiv.com is where you can go, or you can click my link. It's a better idea. And you'll get 20% off with my promo code OWH, Ole Walls House, OWH. So 20% off at liquidiv.com. And like I said, everything you'll need is in the show notes. So when you're ready to shop better hydration, use my link, code OWH, saves you 20% off. All right, let's get into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming back 2 of our favorite guests. First off, as I work my way left to right on my screen, I see Ethan Sexton. How we doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, Wally. Thanks for having me back. Happy to be here.
We're going to give you more than 6 minutes this time, and joining him today is the one, the only producer, Kevy, making his first appearance in video, second appearance on the pod. Kevy, how we doing?
Producer implies that I have more to do with the content than I do. I'm just here for the videos.
Hey, there would be no video pod without you, so there's you have a lot to do in it. Gentlemen, today we're gonna talk some movies, kind of the summer blockbuster movie schedule, kind of what's coming out. Maybe some we've already seen. Some of them have already come out and may have already seen some of them. So I know you're a prolific movie watcher. What have you thought so far of the slate this year? Maybe even pre summer blockbuster stuff. But what do you got?
Yeah, not bad so far. I think I was counting them up before I jumped on here, and I've seen 10 movies that have come out in theaters so far this year. So at the halfway point, I'm well off my pace of last year. I think I saw like 30 some, but 10 seen 10
Wait,
movies.
30 by June of last year, or 30 total?
I think I saw like 32 or 33 total through the whole year. Okay. So plenty of time left, But yeah, I've seen 10 movies. I'll just run through them real quick. Megan, Knock at the Cabin, Creed 3, Cocaine Bear, Scream 4, Scream 4, Scream 4, Scream 6, Scream 6.
I was gonna say, I thought it was 6.
Scream 6. Sorry, John Wick 4. There we go. Dungeons and Dragons, Beau is Afraid, Air, and Asteroid City.
Oh, Air was good. I saw Air.
I enjoyed Air.
Air was great. How'd you like Asteroid City?
I hate to say it because I really like Wes Anderson a lot, but it was just kind of so-so. I mean, looked beautiful, classic Wes, like it's going to look great. But I don't know, man. I was pretty lukewarm on it, and I was pretty lukewarm on The French Dispatch, so I've been a little hit or miss on Wes lately ever since Grand Budapest Hotel, which is one of my most watched movies probably ever.
I feel like he's buying into his own brand a little too hard, and that's like, I mean, it's hard to top yourself once you've gone so far into your own mythos, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I'm excited.
If you
Matt
like
Dillon
Wes,
is in Android City. I haven't seen him in a movie in forever, it feels like.
Matt Dillon, yep, he's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So it's
Matt.
Classic Wes Anderson because you got the big ensemble cast, and there's a lot of famous people in it, which makes it appealing. Like even my parents were like, Tom Hanks. They like some of Wes Anderson's movies, and they're like, Tom Hanks is in there. We're interested in checking it out just because like Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, like there's a lot of big names in the movie, which has sort of been his thing the last few films. I didn't love it as much as some of his earlier work.
Kevy,
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. But
what movies have you seen so far this year, Kevy? Anything jump out to you?
as far as in theaters, I've seen like two things, and they were both superhero movies. So Guardians 3 and the Spider-Verse 2 were both great. But they're both like big Disney spectacle, very blockbustery movies, so they fit the theme. But yeah, I stream mostly, and I have like a sort of like a home theater situation, sweet sound set up and a projector. So I catch a lot of movies, but I don't keep track because I also binge like constantly. So it's like even right now, Curb Your Enthusiasm is just like playing. Yeah, but Guardians was probably. How do you guys want to? Did we go over how we're going to define blockbusters?
Just
No, not really. Just go for it. Guardian seems like it hits the mold.
I think Guardians came out first of our like summery type.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still playing in theaters. I think it's still playing in theaters, at least in New York. I loved it. It was great. Didn't think I was going to cry watching a raccoon, but I did.
It was James Gunn. He's done now with the Marvel stuff, right?
Well, probably because he's the king of DC's new universe.
Did he do The Flash too?
Nah, so like The Flash is a weird one because production on that, or like story production on that, started in like the 80s. Like legitimately, they've been trying to make a Flash movie for like 40 years.
Okay.
So there's a lot of backlog of that existing, and this is like, I don't know if you've seen it. I haven't seen it, but I know, I read all the trades, so I know what's happening. I want to avoid spoilers too. I might be saying too much about it.
I've heard mixed reviews on The Flash. Does that? I mean,
yeah, and it also stars a guy who like legitimately kidnapped a person and held him captive in a Vermont hospital, in like the woods in Vermont, and then again a second time in Hawaii. There's like a whole Ezra Miller, maybe not the most trustworthy.
Didn't he like flee the country for a bit?
I'm pretty sure he did.
He had some pretty serious legal troubles. That's what we know for sure.
Yeah,
allegedly.
And there are, I don't want to, no spoilers, but there are some good scenes in The Flash, I'm told. And it's directed by the guy who did that. He's done mostly horror movies. He did that movie Mama from a couple years ago. It's like the girl finds the spirit, and you never really like see the monster. It's one of those like more in your brain, but you do kind of.
Andy,
And he did it. And
Andy
it too.
Machadi?
Yeah, that's it.
I
I have no idea how to pronounce his name.
Totally butchering that name.
There's no way Wally pronounced it right. Yeah.
One of Ethan's favorite moments of the pod is listening to me try and pronounce people's fighters' names.
Yeah.
And just completely butchering that the whole
It's a
way
good
through.
one.
Yo, I want to see you try to pronounce the star of Blue Beetle. He's the guy.
Oh, God.
It's the kid from Cobra Kai, not the son of Johnny, but the other Jerry. I don't remember his name.
Blue Beetle.
I know how to say it, so I can't say
Oh,
it.
Jesus. I'm gonna spell it first. It's Xolo. First name is Xolo. Last name Mariduna.
As Zolo Maradena.
I was gonna go with Zolo, and then I probably would have said Meriduena. I might not.
Maradena sounds right.
Meridiania sounds not bad. See, I get really hung up when they start getting into like Eastern European names. I just butcher the shit out of those.
There's a lot of hidden sounds and letters going on. It's tough if you don't have that.
Yeah. So those were Flash, Guardians 3, Ethan. Not much. Those aren't really Ethan style. A little too whiz bangy for Ethan.
Did you see Spider-Verse yet? Spider-Verse 2 is like sort of transcendent of the superhero genre because it's got some wild animation. Probably the most like heavily produced animated film of all time, like 1,000 animators, no joke.
Yeah, I need to see Spider-Verse 1 still, but I do want to give both of those a chance because I've heard very good things about both of them.
Yeah, they're also like, I don't know if you read comics at all, but I'm familiar. Brian Michael Bendis, who like wrote Ultimate Spider-Man for 10 years, is like a comic guy. Had a lot to do with these movies, and his influence is super apparent. The stories are great. The animation is sick. It's a blast.
The like comic book community, the comic book nerds, I mean, whatever you want to call them, like they love it, right? Like they find them to be some of the better adaptions.
I think so, and also because they're like. They don't try to be a thing that already exists. They are like exclusively this. We're not just an adaptation. We are like a thing. Like
yeah. So one of the things that I was thinking to myself is, so that's the ninth Spider-Man, 9th or 10th Spider-Man they've made in like 20 years now.
Yep. Hang on. Yeah.
So
there's a couple Venoms and. Morbius and Kraven the Hunter's coming out, and
so we have a bunch of those. We have 10 Fast and the Furious with more on the way. How many Transformers is coming out this summer again, or just has come out? Rise of the Beast. How many is that?
I don't know. I lost track after the first Wahlberg. I've lost.
I think I saw the first Wahlberg in theaters and was like, "This is awful." Like. Yeah. The first couple were enjoyable. They were stupid, but like fun. By the time they started getting to Wahlberg and being like 3 hours, I was like, I can't do it anymore. Like, this is just too much.
Weirdly, they somehow like lost their audience as well because like by the time Bumblebee came around, I don't know anyone that watched it, but my dad was super excited about it, and I was like, this isn't who you're aiming for with Bumblebee.
I think I saw Bumblebee. I saw Bumblebee actually. Didn't love it.
Yeah, it sucked. I saw everything.
I honestly don't think I've ever seen a single Transformers movie. Not even the first one with not even the Michael Bays.
Apparently, chronologically, this one, Rise of the Beasts, takes place after Bumblebee and before the first Transformers movie from 2007. So you're starting at a good spot.
I won't be starting at all. Let's put it there.
What other ridiculous movies are coming out this summer?
So I think we're kind of getting into the summer gauntlet, right? Like Asteroid City just came out Friday. This Friday we've got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I'm interested in that because the original 3 movies are incredible movies, right? They're a lot of fun. I just rewatched Last Crusade this week. That's a great movie.
My favorite.
You got Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones. Sean Connery's playing his dad. They're looking for the Holy Grail. That's a great, it's a good time. Really good, fun movie. I never saw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, right? The one with Shia LaBeouf. But I'm in on Harrison Ford in general. Big fan. Star Wars, obviously. Indiana Jones. He's Han Solo and Indiana Jones, two of the most iconic characters in cinema history, I would argue. And then he's done so many other great things. You got, Air Force One. One of my favorite movies is The Fugitive, where he plays Dr. Richard Kimball. Mm-hmm. And that movie rules. That movie rules. So Harrison Ford, he's 81 years old, I think. I'm interested to see this movie. I'll probably check it out. I never heard good things about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I believe you both just gave me a thumbs down on that. So I'm not that optimistic it'll be great, but I like Harrison Ford, and James Mangold's the director, and he's done some movies that I really like, including Ford versus Ferrari, Copland from the 90s with Sylvester Stallone, and Girl Interrupted, and Kevin, I know I've talked to you about this before, but Logan is one of the best superhero movies that I still haven't seen yet. But I want to watch Logan because everyone says it's basically kind of like a Western or almost like a samurai type story or something like that. So
it's it's I'm confident that this is, not to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say. So I'm pretty optimistic about the new Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, definitely. You hit a lot of points. Yeah, James Mangold. I have a lot of faith in him now. He also did that Johnny Cash biopic from way back. He did Walk the Line. He did 310 to Yuma. He did the Wolverine that came before Logan and was totally different stylistically. And then Logan, they let him kind of do his own sunsetting of Wolverine, and it's good. It's different, but it's good. And this one, Spielberg and George Lucas had virtually nothing to do with the development. So I'm pretty. I don't know. I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm definitely intrigued in that one with that one for sure. And
and Harrison Ford going through a real career renaissance right now. He's starring in Shrinking on Apple. Great show.
And he was in the Yellowstone prequel, right? So
he is.
Yeah,
he's pretty good in that.
He's just straight up cool. Anything he's in, he's just cool, right? So I'll give him a shot for sure.
He's also he flies planes as a hobby, and then apparently during forest fires a couple years ago, before he had some sort of accident doing it, and then he quit flying because But back when he was still super flying, he used to fly rescue missions and shit. He's actually a great person in addition to
So, yeah, I'm definitely in on that one. And then Wally, I know one that you're probably pretty excited for is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 with our guy Tom Cruise.
I am. Love me some Cruise.
Listen, I don't know anyone that doesn't like Cruise except for the roommate.
She's up. I was just gonna say she's upstairs. She came around a little bit on him in Maverick, but she still cannot stand the original Top Gun, which is blasphemy. But yeah, I'm excited for the new Mission Impossible. Couple fun facts. 1 year for Christmas, I think in 2006, 2007. Not long after Mission Impossible 3 came out, I got the Mission Impossible DVD box set. They have now since made more movies since that point than they did when I got that.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, I still have to watch Fallout. I've still not seen Mission Impossible Fallout. I've seen all the rest. I actually plan to watch Fallout today at some point. But yeah, I want to watch that one, so I'm kind of caught up in watching all those. I love the new Mission Impossible movies. It's just kind of, they could be 20 minutes shorter, maybe, but other than that, I love them. And I am super excited. And Tom Cruise is driving a fucking motorcycle off a cliff, and I've seen the shot of him actually doing it, and then they do the CGI and compare them. That dude is nuts. So I'm all in. I'm all in on Cruise. Whatever that dude fires up, I'm going to see.
He's insane, but I'm not gonna not watch.
This movie,
he's nuts.
This movie is almost 3 hours long, which is it speaks to your do they need to be that long? Probably not. But
it is
all I know is yeah, and it's part 1, right?
Yeah.
Like there's part 2 in 2024. But like all I know is it's Tom Cruise, who is arguably still the biggest movie star in the world. Like he puts out a movie, people are going to see it because he's in it, and he's teaming up with Christopher McQuarrie, who is directing. And McQuarrie didn't direct Top Gun Maverick, but he was heavily involved. I think he wrote the script, and like so I've got full faith in those two as a duo. And it's Mission Impossible. It's going to be fun, even if it's not the greatest thing you've ever seen. So, and that after what Maverick did, I mean, the box office for this movie's got to be, it's going to be massive. You got to think.
The fact that every movie starts with "this message will self-destruct."
Yeah, unassailable like log line, right? Like, yeah, like just great way to start any movie, and then you're just off.
Yeah.
What's the best self-destruct thing like he got in some of the Top Guns, or not Top Gun, in the Mission Impossibles? What's like the best? Like he's hung up the phone. It's been like a phone. He had the sunglasses in one of them, where it was like a sunglass mesh that he flipped off the sunglasses,
Yeah,
and then
it was like that Google Read before Google Read.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite.
Google Glass.
It came through the sunglasses, and then he flips them off, and they explodes, and he's like turning around, walking badass, and then the Mission Impossible music, which is some of the greatest theme music ever, starts hitting.
Dude, we got some big themes coming this summer between Indy and
Yep.
Yeah,
some good themes.
And Oppenheimer. Oh man, that is gonna.
That's where I was just going next. That might be the movie I'm most excited for.
July 21st. They have like a Happy Meal option where you can either pick Oppenheimer or Barbie, and Barbie actually looks pretty good. And it's directed by Greta Gerwig. She was nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards. Noah Baumbach co-wrote a bunch of Wes Anderson's best movies.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
So that
cook on Barbie. Let them cook.
They both come out on July 21st, and Oppenheimer's like 3 hours long, and Barbie's like an hour and a half. So theoretically, you could do a double feature if you're, if you have a theater that's gonna make the showtimes line up.
I feel like the play there is to start with Oppenheimer.
Yeah. 3 hours.
I don't know. There's no way that movie's going to end and you're going to feel great. Like
no, although, dude, I'm telling you, the newest trailer for Barbie, I just saw it when I saw Asteroid City, and there's some Beau is Afraid vibes going on, man. Like there's some is this like psycho Barbie daydream or something? That at one point Margot Robbie's like on the dance floor with the other Barbies, and she just like has the fake Barbie smile on. She's like, "Do you guys ever think about dying?" And I'm telling you, there's some Beau is Afraid vibes going on.
I just Google searched it, and the Wikipedia page under premise, it is a one sentence premise. After being expelled from Barbie Land for being less than a perfect doll, Barbie and Ken set off to the real world to find true happiness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to see it. On July 21st. I'm probably going to go see Oppenheimer, but eventually I think I'll see Barbie. I like Noah Baumbach in general. It's Greta Gerwig's film. She's directing, but he co-wrote with her. I don't think they're married, but they're together. And
they work together. They did Frances Ha.
Yeah.
They did.
And I don't like Greta Gerwig as an actress that much. She was in White Noise, which was a Noah Baumbach film that came out on streaming in December. I think it came out like New Year's Eve or something like that, and I watched it. And I don't really care for her as an actress that much, but she makes pretty good films, and I like most of Noah Baumbach's films, so I'm definitely going to give Barbie a shot. But of the two, I got to say I'm probably more looking forward to Oppenheimer. Everybody knows Christopher Nolan, loves Christopher Nolan, makes huge movies. Sort of like I've been with Wes Anderson. I've been a little hit or miss with Nolan lately, but anytime he puts out a film, I think it's something that I got to go check out.
And he shoots on film. He's one of the last few directors to do no digital. It's all authentic, light on. Yeah,
him and QP.
I feel like shooting on film will be like a good thing for Oppenheimer to like it'll make it feel like more right.
Yeah,
they still do. It's misleading. They still do digital effects on things that are shot on film.
Mm-hmm.
There's just an aesthetic to 70 millimeter film that isn't replicable, really. Like they've tried it, but yeah. But this is also his first film in 20 years to not be distributed by WB, and his first R-rated film in 20 years. So there's a lot to look forward to there for sure.
Yeah, one thing with his films is like it's going to be an event. Like he might detonate a real nuclear warhead.
They did use actual explosives, not nuclear, obviously, but they went back to the Trinity site, like in White Sands, and did. They built a miniature town. They used miniatures, but still actual. Yeah,
he might blow up some sort of atomic device in the film, but like it's going to be a cool movie. I just a lot of my arguments against Nolan is his obsession with time, like in Tenet and in Inception. Like shit gets confusing a lot of times, and maybe I'm just too dumb to follow along. Very well could be, but Oppenheimer's like basically a biopic, So I have pretty high hopes for that. I think it'll be a pretty cool movie.
I think it's based on a book that was pretty widely hailed. I didn't write down what it was called, but yeah,
American Prometheus.
There you go. From like 2005. I remember it being
2005.
Yep.
By Kay Bird and Martin J. Sherwin. The cast list for this is incredible.
Yep.
Cillian Murphy, obviously, because he has to be in like all of Nolan's movies, pretty much. Emily Blunt, Robert Downey Jr., Damon, Rami Malek, Florence Pugh, Josh Hartnett. Talk about somebody I didn't know was still acting. Haven't seen him in forever. I'm pulling up his Wikipedia right now to see what the last time I saw him in a movie was that I remember.
Halloween
so give me a minute.
H2O, baby. I don't know if that was his last movie or not, but that's the last one that I remember being in. I think Pearl Harbor was probably after that. He was in Pearl Harbor, right?
Pearl Harbor was 2001.
Yeah.
So Halloween H2O was his first movie.
Oh, okay. He was. I
remember.
He was a legit movie star though, man, because he was in Pearl Harbor. He was in like Lucky Number 11, I think, and he was in Black Hawk Down, which is a good Ridley Scott movie, and I think he was in The Faculty, which is a cool movie from like the late '90s with Robert Rodriguez, right? Or Robert Rodriguez?
Faculty.
Yeah. Which is like, I'm not gonna like stand and say it's like an awesome movie, but it's an interesting movie. It's kind of fun. So, but anyway, I didn't mean to go down the Josh Hartnett wormhole here.
I'm fully down it. The last movie I remember him being in was in 2003 in Hollywood Homicide with one Harrison Ford.
Here we go. The Fordissance.
He was in Sin City though. I'm trying to see. Like, did I see any 30
Everybody
Days
was
of
like,
Night?
That was such a stylized movie. I like don't remember anyone being in Sin City. Like,
he was just in the Jason Statham thriller Wrath of Man as Dave Boy Sweet Hancock.
Wrath of Man is a
Guy Ritchie
film, right? Yeah.
I wrote down Jason Statham somewhere. Oh yeah,
for the
September 22nd, the Meg 2, and also September 22nd, the Expendables 4.
Yeah, baby, I have that on the list. Let's go.
I had that too.
I was looking into it a little bit, and the guy who wrote it apparently has another movie that is like done being shot, and they're still shopping it, starring Jason Statham, called The Beekeeper.
Dude, September is like the month for movies that probably aren't going to be good, but that might kick a lot of ass, between Expendables 4 and The Equalizer 3 with Denzel.
Yeah.
I love me some Denzel movies, man.
Hell yeah,
like,
dude.
The Equalizers
Man on Fire,
are great
like,
movies.
come on, dude. Denzel just going to kick people's ass, like, yeah, I'm down for that.
I didn't realize when I wrote down Expendables 4 that we have gone full Fast and the Furious name stylization with this, where it's expend 4 BLES. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that's a sign you've made too many movies, when you're like, how do we do the names now? And you just start putting letters and numbers and like interchanging them, or just calling
really
your
be
movie
like,
the same thing again.
Expendables 3 was like 3X Pendables. No, it wasn't.
They really missed it not being Fate of the Furious. Like, what a mistake.
Wasn't there a Fate of the Furious?
That was just called F8.
Oh, I thought there was a Fate of the Furious.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't know. I gave up on Fast and the Furious after Fast 5, I think, so I don't know.
I've seen all of them except Fast X, and I'll see it when it comes on streaming for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, 8 was the Fate of the Furious.
Was it?
Yeah, The Fate of the Furious, though. So there's still time for them to go Fate of the Furious.
Nah, F8 is what I was talking about.
Because they famously, the first movie is The Fast and the Furious, and then the fourth one is Fast and Furious.
Fast and the Furious Tokyo. Yeah, like, I don't know.
One that we skipped that I'm kind of excited for is
sorry, it's spelled out Fate of the Furious, not F8.
F8, right?
Missed out on calling it F8.
I see. Yeah, I see what
Oh,
you're saying.
okay, I see what you mean. I got you. One we skipped out on talking about a little bit. I think it may even be out already, or if it isn't, it's coming out soon. The new White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah, somebody directed that I knew from music videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like not. I think it's the first time featured director Calmatic or something.
Calmatic, yep.
Oh, it's on Hulu. Yeah. That's why it's not actually.
So, I told you before we started recording that I had seen this and thought it was a remake as a TV show. I didn't even realize it was a movie. So I'll probably watch it here soon. Well, I like the original quite a bit.
Oh, he also directed House Party, which just came out on Max. It's where those two kids have a house party at LeBron James' house.
Oh, okay.
It's like a fun, goofy.
Yeah.
So I was looking up who was in. And Kevin, I know you're a fellow Friday Night Lights fan. Ole Walls, who plays the Wesley Snipes character,
yeah,
was on Friday Night Lights and was one of the running backs who, when Tim Riggins moved to wide receiver, was like their main running back and forged the permission slip to play football. And his parents didn't want him to play football, and Connie Britton convinced them that he was good at football and was like part of the team.
Yeah, they're like, no, he's like a mathlete. He's not going to be playing football. Yeah.
So I was like, I've never heard of this guy, and then I looked him up. I'm like, oh, that dude is a thing. I didn't know that he was like blew up. I didn't know that was on Hulu, so that might not technically fit into this, but whatever.
It fits. Streaming, there's so many streaming movies, they gotta count.
I did see he also played college basketball at San Francisco, so hopefully that made the filming much easier than it did with Wesley Snipes, who was like notoriously bad at basketball.
Right.
And they had to like really film around that, so maybe that'll help make it better. But that hopefully they didn't screw that one up, because White Men Can't Jump is one of the all-timers.
Agreed. Good movie.
Have we missed anything? I think we've hit the big ones.
Chronological. I got Guardians, Fast, Little Mermaid. Not really a blockbuster, but like stood to make a lot of money. Kind of flopped. Rehashing of old material. That there were a lot of complaints. It was all right.
Disney's just kind of in like we're just gonna live action, like the classics now, and
just cranking them out.
I think
let's just remake a thing that we're pretty sure will make another million or few $1 million.
Yeah.
We talked about The Flash. What was the other Disney one? Elemental was the Pixar Disney.
Mm-mm.
Like all the elements live together in a little town and squabble and grow. Indiana Jones, Transformers, Mission Impossible, Barbie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, August 4th.
I was going to say, Wally, I know you wanted to talk about that one.
Yes, thank you. I wrote that was like the last one. I'm excited for it. Kevin, you sent me the trailer like a couple weeks back, and then I had this this promotional credit on Amazon. Like if you like agree to take your boxes, like your shipments in like one box instead of two, they'll like give you a credit. So I've got like all those. So I bought the original 1990 movie and just watched it not too long ago. So I'm all pumped up for this.
It holds up. The original.
It really does.
Director Steve Barone. I don't know. Anyway, and Elias Cody. There are like actually a lot of good people in it, and Jim Henson Puppet Shop 1990 version. This new one though, it's the guy's first solo feature. He's the guy who did Mitchell versus the Machines from like a year or two ago. Really fun, like family animated comedy, like actually very good. Produced by Seth Rogen, and the soundtrack, the score, is going to be by the two guys from Nine Inch Nails who did Social Network and Gone Girl. It's like Atticus Finch and
Trent Reznor.
Or not Atticus. Yeah, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Yeah.
Now you're getting into Ethan's other realm over there. He's getting all excited to talk about Trent Reznor.
I'm not really a big Nine Inch Nails guy, but I know who they are, of course.
So Hannibal Buress is Genghis Frog, whoever that is.
Well, John
That's
John John Cena plays Rocksteady. You know, the rhinoceros-looking dude.
Yep.
Jackie Chan is in it.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's Splinter, right?
Yes. Ice Cube is someone called Superfly.
This movie's going to be great. Like
Post Malone, Giancarlo Esposito. Like, holy crap. They got Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd.
I think it's going to be legitimately excellent. And it's like, I don't know if they got writing credit, but it's like written by Rogan and his like the troupe that did like Superbad and like, yeah, it's a coming of age. It's an actual like teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles story. So, yeah.
Yeah, Wikipedia says screenplay by Rogan, Evan Goldberg, Jeff Rowe, Dan Hernandez, Benji Sammet.
Yeah, Rogan and Evan Goldberg, right? Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yep.
They did Superbad, like Kevin said, and Pineapple Express, so like it's probably going to be pretty funny.
Yep.
This is the end, which I love.
Yeah, this
Some
is
people
the end. Yep.
I loved it.
So it's probably going to be pretty funny.
I think the first hour of This Is the End is maybe the funniest thing I've ever watched in my life.
Dude, I cackled. I was like crying in the theater.
So
Such a good movie.
The back half of it is still pretty good, but like that first like half hour to like hour is unbelievable.
Everything Danny McBride does in both This Is the End and Pineapple Express is like comedy gold. Like, I love it.
Not a blockbuster, but Righteous Gemstones is back for season 3, and it's great.
Oh yeah,
I'm loving it.
Danny McBride's the man.
What other call-outs do we miss? My old roommates have a movie that they worked on for like 4 years that got canned and is finally coming out on Netflix called Nimona. It's like an animated kids movie.
Okay.
What else? Gran Turismo, August 11th.
I saw that. I meant to say that.
Just saw the trailer for that. Yeah.
It's not for me, but
No, me neither.
Doesn't look great.
the guy directed District 9.
Yeah. So we're getting past summer, but I'm like more excited for the fall slate, honestly. That's where my most anticipated films are. And we don't have to spend a lot of time on them because we're primarily focusing on the summer. But October 20th, which is my birthday, Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon comes out. So it feels like Marty just gave me a birthday present. So I'm pretty hyped up for that movie. And then you got Dune Part 2 in November 3rd. November 10th, you got The Killer, which is David Fincher's new movie.
Yep.
That's going to be on Netflix, I think. And then the end of November, you got Napoleon, which is Ridley Scott's new film starring Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon. So those are 4 of the movies that I'm like most excited for, but they're not out until the fall.
There's another Hunger Games coming out?
It's like a spin-off, I think, which I am not excited for. So.
Nah. And they moved that one Marvel movie that was supposed to come out in July or August. I think that's in November now too.
The Marvels?
Yeah, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel 2.
Yep, November 10th on the thing I'm looking at. Yeah, you named a bunch of ones. The Killers of the Flower Moon one I'm excited about.
I'm reading the book. It's nonfiction, of course, and it's like enthralling. It's great. And anytime Scorsese makes a movie, it's an event, right? So, like, I'm super pumped for that movie, and the fact that it comes out on my birthday is like, thanks, Marty. I appreciate you. So it's arguably my favorite director and my favorite actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, of course, and then other people. Jesse Plemons is in it in a major role. Robert De Niro's in it in a major role. So that movie's gonna kick a lot of ass, I think.
Jesse Plemons is great in every role he's ever touched.
He really is.
Like one of the best actors.
Would have never expected it after Friday Night Lights, but he's great.
Right after you walk out, you're like, you're not gonna. But then, Breaking Bad, Game Night, fucking. Oh, what's the other one?
He's good in the Tom Cruise movie about the cocaine smuggler.
Yep. He's like name a role. He's great.
Yeah.
Jesse Plemons kills it.
He was really good in Power of the Dog with not that much to do.
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah.
Like, he was still pretty good.
Wait, you didn't see him being good after he had that awesome storyline where he killed a guy and then nothing ever happened in Friday Night Lights?
And where he somehow dated that super hot chick?
They apologized for that storyline. The writers were like, "Hey, we were forced into that. We didn't want to."
And then Succession saw it and ripped it off. So,
spoiler.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's another.
What else?
There's another Greek wedding movie coming out.
yeah, I just saw the trailer for that on Friday too. I was like, really? But people love those movies, so I don't know.
The first
they're
one,
not
I've
for
seen
me, but
I've seen
My
the first
lesson
one. It's pretty good.
August 18th, Strays. It's that live action Dogs Are Talking. Will Ferrell, Will Forte, Jamie Foxx, Isla Fisher, Randall Park. Bunch of dogs. They get abandoned. It's like Homeward Bound, but they're gonna bite people.
could be good.
Yeah, I'm in for it. It's Josh Greenbaum directed it. He's the guy who did Barb and Star, Go to Vista Del Mar. It's his only other feature. It came out a year or two ago. Super indie.
Saw 10. I mean, we might as well get the 10 Saws.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah,
People apparently keep wanting those.
Saw X, actually. Let's get it right.
Saw X. What else? I'm just scrolling down. There's another Aquaman, new Ghostbusters with Paul Rudd. I didn't see that one. The Paul Rudd
I got
Ghostbusters.
A bunch of working on that right now. It was good, worth a watch. Another one that I didn't expect to have any kind of emotional response to, and then I'm like, "Yo, this movie is actually very good." But yeah, they're shooting Ghostbusters right now. They just wrapped their New York unit. Had a bunch of friends on it. Looks pretty good.
Nice.
I'm now spinning down a thing that says 2023 date to be TBD. There's a new Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, a lot of these are also weird because we are on day 53 of the ongoing WGA writers strike.
So are they held up?
Oh yeah, everything. I haven't been working in 53 days.
Yep.
So we're waiting for that to resolve. Hopefully the actors have a contract that's about to expire on June 30th as well, and hopefully they join the strike effort, and then we're all back to work by I don't know,
A week later.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I think that Beverly Hills Cop 4 has been rumored for a long time though, so I wouldn't get your hopes too high on that just yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how how solid of a source cinemablend.com is, but that's what we're working with here.
It sounds like a website that would make smoothies.
Ooh. I could go for a smoothie.
Hell yeah.
Or that blends two movies together that don't belong.
I think we hit most of them, boys, didn't we?
I think we could. Yeah. We've been on here for 40 minutes. Is anyone still listening, you think?
For sure.
Is anyone still listening? E, you're one of the loyal listeners that makes it through these things. I know Big Cat Bill Gardner listens to most of them. Deep Dish listens to a lot of them too. Doesn't usually miss too much. Outside of that, I don't know how deep anybody else is getting here. Depends on who's got long car rides.
Shout out to our friends in Germany.
Yes. The Germans have left us, though. I don't think they're coming back. I think the German number has been pretty stagnant lately. They were 30 weeks. They were killing it for me, and I think they've disappeared.
You guys just sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Maybe. Is there a Die Hard we can talk about on here? Talk about Hans Gruber a little bit for him?
Oh, man, Alan Rickman. I wish that dude were still around. Another actor who, never made a bad move. Never was in a bad role. He made bad movies, but, he himself always killed it.
Yeah.
All-time great.
Yep, he's great.
Well, gentlemen.
Shout outs to Alan Rickman.
Shout out to Alan Rickman, as always.
One love. All right. Well, boys, like you said, we're 40 minutes in here. I think that's probably I think we probably hit what we needed to. So, Ethan, Kevy.
6 minutes of soccer, 40 minutes of movies.
Yep, there we go, baby.
Awesome. Well, Ethan, Kevy, thank you, boys. Appreciate it, and we'll do this again sometime.
All right. Thanks, Wally.
Later. Peace.
Well, let's talk about the Guardians. 4-2 this week. 4-2. Not bad. It felt, sweep the A's. So 2 close games with the A's that could have been lost. Extra inning game on Tuesday, and then a game on Wednesday. That Bo Naylor, fresh up, seems to be hanging around for a little bit by the sounds of it. A big hit in a crucial moment in the bottom of the 8th. Steve Kwan comes in next behind him and drives in a run. They end up getting a win. So A 3-2 win and a 6-7 win Tuesday, Wednesday to start off the series with the Athletics. And then Thursday was a disaster for the Athletics. I think they let up, I'm going to have to double check. Was it 4 of the 6 runs or was it 5 of the 6 runs in one inning? And they were almost all on walks or wild pitches that were scoring runs after the bases got loaded. 4 innings and 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Let's see. Cam Gallagher walks. Miles Straw to second. Gabriel Arias scores. Ahmad Rosario walks. That scores Straw. Ramirez walked. Steve Kwan scores. Wild pitch. So 3 walks, a wild pitch, and then Jimenez had a little pop out to end the inning. So just a disaster for the Athletics, and that's kind of something you come to expect from a team that's as bad as they are. Let me pull up their record here while we're talking. Get the standings up. They are 20-60 now. 20-60. On the other end, the Rays are 54-27. 54-27. That's incredible. Braves are 49-27. They've played 5 less games. Diamondbacks 46-32. So Cleveland. Then they just get drummed Friday by the Brewers. Get a nice bounce back win on Saturday, and then today just feels like missed opportunities. A weird. I don't want to say it was a bad call because I guess again I'm not the most up to date on all the rules in baseball. I can kind of follow what's going on and stuff, but it was a weird batter interference on a stolen base. Miles Straw steals second base. Gabriel Arias is batting his bat, and the lightest nicks on the Brewers catcher's shin pad, and I mean the lightest. When you slowed it down in slow motion, you have to look really hard to see that it touched him. And apparently, so they say, that is batter interference, and the runner has to go back, I guess. The runner went back. Next pitch, strike him out, throw him out, inning over. They go to extras, give up a run in extras, don't score in extras. That's the ball game. That felt like a missed opportunity. I mean, there's the saying, what, you're going to win a third of your games in the MLB, you're going to lose a third of your games, and that's basically what happens with the other third. Is it you're going to win 60, or is it you're going to win 60, you're going to lose 60, is what you do with the other 40? Whatever it is, that idea. This was one of those other 40 or other third. Like, Friday was a game you were going to lose. Saturday was a game you were going to win. This was the other one. And we did not win it this week, which, again, puts a damper on the week. This is the first time they've lost a series-ending game in, I think they had won 8 straight series-ending games coming into this. And coming off the sweep, it would have been great to see a little 2-1. They would have gotten just a 1 game back of 500. I think would have been a game and a half game back of the Twins. Now that's not going to be the case. So, on we go. A couple other things before we move on to what we're looking at next week. Class A, league leader in saves now. That he tied that, I think, Thursday, and then again Friday, or not, yes, or whatever. I'm all screwed up because they didn't play Monday. Wednesday, and then again Saturday. Sound about right? Maybe? I don't know. And the De La Cruz, the guy they just called up in Cincinnati, Ellie De La Cruz, what a stud. Now he's hitting for the cycle. My man is just going ham, busting it around. There's a great view of, it might have been Kirk Herbstreit, of someone sitting on like the just slightly first base side of home plate, and you can see him busting it all the way around when he was going for the cycle. That was sweet. I do not like the runner on in extras. I don't know why. It just, that seems, I'm saying this as a guy who loves the pitch clock. It seems a little gimmicky to just put a runner on second base. I know they're trying to get stuff to end quicker, but I don't know. That seems a little gimmicky. Coming from the guy who loves the pitch clock and has basically been the reason why I've kind of gotten back into baseball. I believe last Sunday was one of the best attended Sundays in Major League Baseball in like the last 5 or 6 years too. I have no idea where I remember seeing that, but I saw it. I remember I was going to say about Clase. What a great trade in hindsight. He was part of the deal that when Kluber went to Texas, to the Rangers. Really bad deal for Texas. Kluber only pitched 1 inning for them and had injury problems. Kluber never really been the same since he left Cleveland. And obviously Clase, one of the best closers, if not the best closer in baseball. So Cleveland really made out well in that trade. Coming up this week, we have the Royals in Kansas City. I was almost going to catch their game like I did when I was out towards Cleveland. Just the schedule just did not quite work to be in Kansas City for that one. So a road trip, 3 games on the road with the Royals, then 3 games at the Cubs. Nobody likes the Cubs. So obviously the Royals stink. Worst team in the Central. They are the Athletics get all the publicity. The Royals stink too. They are 22-56. Those are 3 games that need to be won. Gotta have 2 or 3 minimum. Cubs, they're very similar to what we got going on. 37-39, 3.5 back of the just absolutely stunting Reds. The Cubs are hot though. They've won 8 of their last 10. So hopefully they cool off. Who do they got? Who do they got in the meantime? Maybe if they got to get deep in, if they have a tough series before we get to town. They are hosting the Phillies. Yeah, they're hosting the Phillies Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we roll on the town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Couple of day games down in Cubby land. I think do the Cubs still play more day games than anybody else? There's a couple against the Red Sox. Yeah, it seems the Cubs play more day games than anybody else. I mean, there's 3 of their series against the Cardinals in late July. They're playing 3 of 4. That's a series where they have 4 games against the Reds where they play all night games though. And then 3 straight games against the Braves, the all day games. So interesting. Obviously, the Cubs, last team, I think the last team in MLB to put lights in. So, yeah, that's what we got for the old Guardians this week. So, hopefully, we got another good week coming. Got to get at least 2 or 3, I think. Probably pushing 3. Let's see if we can do 2 sweeps in back-to-back weeks. Get through the Royals and then see what we can do with the Cubs. 3 wins against the Royals, maybe steal 2 or 3 from the Cubs. I think that'd be a great week. Again, let's just keep having good weeks. 4-2. I know it seems kind of crummy right now, but 4-2 is a good week. So let's go Guards. You ready for the most uninspired golf segment maybe ever on OWH? Here it is. I don't care, man. I've got enough to fill the show, so I don't even know why I'm worried about doing this, but I talk about it enough. There's a couple interesting things here. Keegan Bradley wins. At one point, he got it to 26 under, and the PGA Tour record for a 4-round tournament is 27 under. Coming off that, he bogeyed a par 5, made another bogey on 14, another bogey on 16. He has hit it up to pin high on 18. Is this him hitting? Yeah, he just chipped it or putted it down to about a foot. So he's going to win by a few shots, by 3 shots. He's going to shoot a couple under today, I think. He's marking, so I don't know. And I mean, other than I didn't watch much. I was burnt out, like coming back and wanting to watch an elevated event after the U.S. Open. I don't know, just didn't have it in me. There were some people going stupid low out there. I mean, Ches Reavie struggled today. He's going to shoot like 2 over. But my man shot 64, 63, 63 and was not winning after 3 rounds. Rory shot 64 today. I think he'd shot a 64 earlier in the week too, maybe on Friday. Yep, Friday 64, 68, 64, 66, 64. So good week for Rory T6. Scotty Scheffler, of course, right there. He shoots 19 under. Brian Harman, Zach Blair finished 3 back at 20 under. Patrick Cantlay, kind of a lackadaisical 67 today by the looks of it. 61 on Saturday when people were taking it deep. Ricky Fowler shot 60 on Saturday, as well as Justin Thomas, I believe. He shot 60 on Saturday as well. They couldn't quite follow it up with another really... Oh, he shot 62. I apologize. 64 on Friday. Truth be told, when he shot 70 on Thursday, I was like, yeah, because he fucking stinks. He figured it out a little bit, so maybe he can start playing better, because we need him to start playing better, because he's going to be a horse for the Ryder Cup team. We are about, once we get through the British, I'm going to be all eyes to the Ryder Cup. Just put it out there now. I may do a live show every night of the Ryder Cup. It won't even be night. They'll come out early, because, it won't be early. Saturday will come out earlier. Friday I may have to work. I may take the day off. Who knows? But yeah, that's about all I got. I mean, do you want any more? What's the tournament next week? Rocket Mortgage, the best play here, right? It's Rocket Mortgage. Gosh, I can't even speak. Golf. Rocket Mortgage Classic. That's Rocket Mortgage Classic. Why can't I speak? 29th? Yeah, that's next week. So, yeah, don't care. Don't care too much about that. Tony Finau will probably win that again. He loves winning that event. All right. Yeah, let's keep her moving. How about some passing thoughts now? What do you say? Here's the first thing we're going to talk about. Slam Ball. Slam Ball is back, baby. July 21st. Slam Ball is coming your way. Slam Ball signed a 2-year media deal with ESPN, and they are going to begin on July 21st. I have this sneaky feeling that it's something I'm talking excited about now. It sounds cool. I'm going to watch it for 10 minutes and be like, this shit sucks. I remember this a lot better because I watched it when I was 15 years old, and you couldn't look at your phone, and you couldn't see what else was on the other channels, and I didn't have internet at my house growing up for the most part. So yeah. So Slam Ball, probably not as great as it sounds in theory, but I am pumped to watch it for 10 minutes probably, but I'll check it out. Slam Ball was pretty sweet. I'm interested to see if it holds up at all, but I'm willing to check it out. Didn't really have a fight game segment here. Nothing I caught that caught my eye. One little piece of news. Canelo Alvarez, 3-fight deal with PBC and Showtime. Will fight this fall against Jermall Charlo, the 160-pound titleist, who has not fought in over 2 years now. They're targeting for that for September. Gosh, I couldn't think of the word September. September 16th, that is Mexican Independence Day. I'm like 99% sure. It's that weekend. I think that's the actual day, though. Yep, Saturday, September 16th is Mexican Independence Day. He always fights around Mexican Independence Day that weekend. They're targeting Jermall Charlo for that. Then he'll have 2 fights in 2024, probably Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day again. Then, those are probably, you're thinking, it's Benavidez in May, or it's Benavidez then again in September. If he goes through these 3 fights and doesn't fight David Benavidez, that seems like a loss for everybody involved. You hear there's people out there who you hear talk about Errol Spence, and I just don't know about that one, because Spence right now is at 147. Canelo's at 68. While Canelo's not a big 68er, he wasn't even a big 60. I mean, Spence is at 47, and he has to come up to 54 and then probably at least 60 Like, at best, maybe this goes at 58. They do a catch weight. That's a long way up for Spence. And not as long of a way down. Like, I don't think... I just don't see that as that and throwing him through. And people are like, oh, no, Spence is the guy. Spence could do it. I want to point something out that seems crazy in all of this, too. Errol Spence is older. He's older than Canelo. Not by a ton. They're almost virtually the same age. Canelo will turn 33 here in July, on July 18th, a couple weeks. Spence already turned 33. I feel like sometimes when they play this, they're like, oh, yeah, Spence is the younger guy. Like, he's, in 2 years? Because this fight's not happening in May. Like, the Spence-Canelo fight's not happening in May of 24. If it happens, it probably doesn't even happen in September of 24. It's probably like in 25. So now we're talking about two dudes who are, at that point, they're going to be 34, 35. Now, granted, Spence, a lot less miles. I mean, he had an amateur career. But in the pros, he's only had 28 fights. Little different for Canelo. Canelo is 63 fights into his pro career. So, a slight difference there. Again, not much of an amateur career for Canelo, I don't believe. But, I don't know. I don't get it. But yeah, Jamal Charlo, the fight that everybody wanted, but now they don't. That's happening in September. And then hopefully you get Benavidez. So, bought some new golf clubs. I don't know if I mentioned it. Got some new golf clubs. Got fitted. A place called Club Champion. It was pretty sweet. One of the cool things was they sent me an email afterwards. They're like, hey, you can come back and just practice, hit balls, and, they have TrackMan. So it was really cool, like, go in, and I just hit every club in my bag, hit like 4 or 5 balls to get my numbers, because I had new clubs, and I was hitting them farther, and was kind of missing shots because I didn't know how far they were going. So going in and using TrackMan was really sweet. TrackMan's cool, like, you're seeing angle of attack, launch angle, ball speed, smash factor, top height, like how the ball comes down, and then, carry distance, total distance. So that was really sweet. That was really sweet. So if you ever get a chance to do that, do it. What have I been watching? I caught Terminator Genesis the other day. It's the Terminator. Arnold is in it, of course. And then I am blanking on everybody's name. Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. Why can't I think of her name? I gotta look this up. I thought I could remember shit, but I can't. Amelia Clark. Good Lord. Jason Clarke is in it. He plays her kid, John Connor. Amelia Clark is Sarah Connor. Jai Courtney is Kyle Reese. I kind of like Jai Courtney. Like, he seems to be in some decent movies. And we're kind of swinging back into the movie terrain here. He's the bad guy in... He was in Jack Reacher. He was a bad guy in Jack Reacher, too. Then he was the bad guy in the Terminal List. And Divergent. Didn't see any of those. He was in Suicide Squad. I remember that now. What else have I seen him in that I like him in? Terminator Genesis. He's in something else that I like him in. He was also in The Suicide Squad. Is it just that in Terminal List? Huh. A Good Day to Die Hard. He's Bruce Willis's kid. Interesting. I know this movie that everyone hates it. It has a critical response of 26%. What do the people say, though? What do the people say? B+. I think that was kind of shitty. It was all right. It was a good watch. Like, I have no problem. It was kind of dumb at points, but whatever. It was worth... If you like the Terminator series, check it out. It's worth a watch. I mean, it's not great. It's not good. But it's worth it. It's good. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not good. But you walk away from it and be like, it wasn't the worst. If you have nothing else going on, it wasn't the worst, part of your day. Tell you a movie that is fucking awesome. Hunt for Red October. Been watching Hunt for Red October at the gym when I've been running. Been running a little longer just to keep watching out for an October, and then caught a little of it just to finish it up. God, that's a great fucking movie. Talk about a movie with dudes in it. The Hunt for Red October. There are people on top of people on top of people in this movie. Obviously, you got Sean Connery. Also directed by John McTiernan, who directs all sorts of banger movies. But the rest of the cast is just incredible. Alec Baldwin, Tim Curry, Scott Glenn, James Earl Jones, Sam Neill, Stellan Skarsgård. Who else is? There's somebody else in here that you recognize. Somebody, they're not listing somebody. Oh well, it's an awesome movie. If you haven't ever seen it, check it out. While we're talking about subs, the Titan sub thing, terrible tragedy, but how the fuck crazy do you have to be to get on that thing? You have to pay $250 to do that, bitch. I don't know if I'd do that for $250,000. Like, if you walked up to me right now and I hadn't known about this and like, we're gonna pay you $250,000 to go down to the fucking Titanic, and it's controlled by a fucking video game controller, and like the fucking busted ones, like not even a good one, like the off-brand one, I'd be like, no, I'm all set, man. Some people are just fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. Apparently our Navy knew about it on Sunday, and we didn't want to tell anybody. We just let them go around searching, but, that seems to be the way we do things. A little something for the big guy, if you will. A little something for the big guy. Tax evasion. Don't pay $1.5 million in taxes. You see what happens to you. It ain't going to go like it went for Hunter Biden. I'll tell you that much. While we're jumping around this shit, I saw a thing from Andrew Pompolino that commercial real estate is in fucking trouble. Why not? Why shouldn't it be? Apparently, office use is way down and buildings are selling for much less than they were listed for. And that could be a thing here sooner or later. So we'll see. There was a attempted coup kind of thing in Russia with the Wagner group and the guy who led that. And he started a catering business, and then he's running this Wagner group that's a private military made up of people of criminals, and they were going to march on Moscow. And everybody on Twitter was a fucking expert and was adamant that these are good dudes and they're going to turn it around, and it was over faster than shit. And then they just fucking shrunk back away to talking about whatever else they were fucking experts on. There were plenty of people who were like, hold on, we don't know what this fucking means. Maybe we should see some videos, see some proof. And then there were plenty of people who were just like, I know what this means. This means this and that, and this is going to... Okay. Deep breath, people. Deep breath. I will say this. There are people who are always very, vocal that, we got to get rid of Putin. The next thing could be worse. Like, let's never forget that. The next thing could be worse. Like, there are bad people in this world. And every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And like the reaction to a Putin could be a guy who's way worse. Like, let's never forget that. People are fucking crazy. People are crazy. Some food stuff. Made some corn fritters this weekend. Corn fritters are good. Like me some corn fritters. Made a chopped cheese. Saw a guy on Instagram singing about making me a chopped cheese. So I tried it out. I liked it. Problem is there's no good sub rolls anywhere in the fucking state of Wisconsin. Or apparently anywhere in the Midwest. What's wrong with you people out here? Pizza and sub rolls. Figure it out. Figure out the pizza. Figure out the sub rolls. Then we'll be good. Couple golf things. I'm grinding on a couple golf things. Got some new gloves. Everybody loves that new glove feeling. Here's my one. This may be a hot take for my golfing friends out there. I don't love the new glove feeling right away. I like it about a round in. So I'm playing in a qualifier, a state AM qualifier on Monday. I'll be completed before this comes out. So I got a couple new. First off, I'm fucking an idiot. Why am I doing this? I have to put the fucking ball in the hole 18 fucking times. 18 times. The ball must hit the bottom of the hole. I can't just scoop it. I can't be like, fuck it. There's a double and just scoop it. Nope, I gotta put my 7s out, as my man Dakota used to say. I put out my 7s. Oh, new glove feeling. So I got new gloves for this, so I want to wear them. I like it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like, oh, that's the best. You know what I think is the best? When I was putting my gloves on at about, granted, I wear my gloves. I wear 2 gloves. I have 2 gloves going at all times. I alternate holes. So about like the 15th, 16th hole, I was putting the gloves on. I was like, yep, this is the feeling I like. So I got, it's like a two round break in for me. All right. 18 fucking times. Let's go fucking wrap this up. Closing time, everybody. So just want to say thank you again to everybody. You guys know I appreciate y'all listening. So thank you. Keep listening. Keep sharing if you will. Remember, share, subscribe, comment, rate, review, do all that fun stuff. Big thank you to Ethan E. Sexton and Kevy, producer Kevy. He tried to claim no producer, but he's the man who keeps this thing rolling. So thank you to you guys for coming on. Had a great time chatting movies with you. We'll be back next week. Don't know what the plan is yet, but we'll be back. We'll have something to talk about. I'm sure of it. I can run my mouth about anything. And don't forget the Liquid IV link in the description of the show with promo code OWH gets you 20% off all your orders. So don't forget to take advantage of that. So until next week, peace.